Happy Thursday again, guys. All right, round two. So I'm a little late, island time. I don't know if you guys follow me on on the Prudence Kalu page, on my regular page, where I posted where in the islands, if you say where right around the corner, how far are you? We're usually like a half an hour, an hour. Some people said they didn't even leave home yet. So thank you for joining me tonight, you guys. I have Cale Smith that is joining me. So when you jump on, I am going to be requesting Cale to come on. I have been friends with Cale on Facebook for a long time. We've talked a few times, and Cale is on his journey helping other people find ways in their own evolution, ascension, whatever the form you call it, of growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And he's going to come on and share some tips with us that he has learned on his journey. Just bear with me a few moments. Thank you guys for coming on. I see Mr. Kalu. I see Lena. Thank you guys for jumping on. All right, so I'm just waiting for my friend Cale to jump on with me too, and he's going to be sharing some of his tips that he has learned on his journey so far and what he wants to help other people do. All right, anybody's watching on a replay or joining me now, if you have anything that you want to share with the community, with the world, I've opened up a platform for people to be able to do so that are not necessarily all like-minded, but want to share the same kind of vibration, love, education, growth. So, all right, just bear with me a few moments. We're just waiting for Cale to jump on. Sometimes I think it takes a moment for it to pop up on Facebook. Oh, nope. Okay, hold on one moment. All right, guys. Okay, I'm just waiting for Cale. You guys, bear with me a moment. How's everybody Thursday going? What are you guys having for dinner? Thank you so much for the love. All right, I'm just waiting a few moments. I just let him know. All right, bear with me a moment. Sometimes it takes like 3 rounds until we get it right. Until I get it right. It's a learning experience, and that's how you learn. All right, so Cale, if you see me on here, if you go in the comment section, which I don't see you on yet. Oh, there you are. There he is. And drum roll.
Hello. How are
Can you
you?
hear me?
Yes, I can
Good.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. I can hear you too. I hear you good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I had my headphones all ready, and then right as we're about to get ready to go, I can't find the little connector for the lightning to auxiliary. So now I'm back to my crummy headphones. So I
Oh,
tried.
that's all right. We can hear you good. It's all
That,
good.
yeah, that's why I had my little 2-minute delay. So I apologize.
That's okay.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me on.
That's all good. Yes, thank you for joining us. I was just gonna say this is my friend Cale, you guys. I was just telling people that I noticed that what your in your experience from what you've been through, that you wanted to now reach out and help other people who's kind of going through, whatever their stages in realizing that they're more than they've been told, right? Because we're all waking up to realize, oh shit, there's a lot more to this than we've been told. And so
Absolutely.
you're,
Yeah.
yeah, on your journey. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name's Cale Smith. I've been, as Prudence mentioned, I've been going through my spiritual awakening about 5 years now, really aggressively the last 3, as I'm sure most people would sympathize. It's been a pretty violent awakening and, figuratively in a lot of ways, but I wouldn't change it for anything. It's been, the universe will give you exactly what you need in exactly the right amount No more, no less. Apparently, I needed something a little aggressive. So I respect that, universe, and I've taken the message and I've learned from it. So it's been quite a path. And as you mentioned, I kind of pride myself as a paradigm breaker. Anybody who I feel the same resonance with, and kind of gives me the invitation to start discussing, any number of topics. I think we're shattering realities, because the truth does shatter the reality we've been given, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yes, it's such a beautiful way too. Sometimes it's a shake-up way, but at the
Yeah.
end result of it, it's always like, oh shit, I would, the growth from it. Um, Sometimes you really can't see it being learned another way, so you kind of accept and say, wow, I'm so grateful it happened that way,
Yeah.
because there's so much revelation that comes through, and other people that are touched. That's one of the things I realized. In my becoming aware of we are more than we've been told was that's what I like to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was I realized that sometimes when bad things happen,
Hmm.
you feel like, how could God or source or this energy that we call more than us allow this to happen? But then you see the reaction, that one thing that seems so bad, like 50
Hmm.
million things where people were touched and changed by it.
It's
So I
systemic, right? It's systemic,
yeah,
and it goes down right into the roots. It goes right into the roots
yeah,
of mine. And I could spend nights just being in awe of the process, right? Any way we could
for
dream it
real.
up, we never can match what the universe actually gives us. We really can't.
Yeah.
It's more incredible than we could write up for ourselves. So it's just to stand back and be an observer is just amazing in and of itself. To be a part of it, I mean,
Yeah,
you said it. The moments seem like, wow, woe is me, but no one's a victim here. No
yeah.
one's a victim here.
What is
So
one of the, or some of the teachers that you get your because I always feel like teachers are there to like show you, and then you continue on for
and
yourself,
then you move
versus
on.
we're in
Yep.
a process where we are. But who are some of your favorite teachers that you've studied under, or
Sure,
still
sure.
studying?
It's so the first person I would have to call out, he wasn't the first person I thoroughly read, but he's very he's not known. His name's well, he has a couple pen names, but Theron Q. Dumont. Theronq Dumont. So my whole life, right? So Theron just came to me at the most perfect time. But going back to when I was a child, I always felt handicapped in the way that uh, I know what we've been given is, frankly, the greatest machine that's ever been made, the human body, right? And the connection and all the things that are possible. But damn it, they did not give us an instruction book. And
Yeah,
I felt like I'm at the whimsical, whatever my body does, I'm just along for the damn ride, right? And
yeah,
I got every, psycho diagnosis you could get: bipolar, schizophrenia, whatever.
yeah,
None of it's real. And I don't mean that in an insensitive way. There's certainly things that happen and circumstances that affect people. But the bottom line is, we just don't know how to handle ourselves. But when Dumont came to me, it was after I had done really extensive study on, let's just say, the external universe. Okay, so like
yeah,
how does the world work? When was it smaller? What are the node points and the ley lines and all the new set of physics that was provided by the law of one. So I went through all that stuff in a lot of detail, and I really understood it. But I was still always puzzled, and I had these burning questions within since I was a child.
yeah,
How the hell do I handle this thing I've been given? And I get a lot of vibrations and emotions, and it's just been a lot. And but Theron, so he wrote a lot of books. I mean, the guy was, I don't even know if he was a man. He was definitely channeling, because this knowledge was well beyond what any one person could do in a lifetime. He was also a shaman and a yogi. So
I've heard of him, but I've never read any or heard anything, you know what I mean, from him either. So now I'm gonna have to go look
Oh,
look
he's
him
awesome. I have all his books. I can send them to you. And anybody
up.
who would like them, just reach out to me. They're all free. They're out there, but I have them all
Yeah,
cataloged, and I'll tell you the right order to go, having read them all. So he starts with a series of books, right? So the first one that I read was The Power of Concentration. And
hmm,
I myself have always struggled from a meditation perspective to get single threaded, or that stillness at a steady state. I'm a Gemini sun. my brain never fucking stops. And so but it's something I
know
always
how
yearn
the
for, right?
rides are.
Like, damn it, if I could just concentrate and not get this monkey mind of mine to just keep going all over the place, things would be really great.
Yeah.
Well, he taught me the art of concentration. Why, how you do it, how you train yourself. Shockingly enough, we're indoctrinated in all the wrong ways. We're never really taught about how to be single-threaded. And I also learned, like, when they go to like Mormons, we think that people that study like in India, they're in a temple, they just meditate all day is what I thought. That's actually not what they do at all. They only meditate twice a day. They meditate, about the same amount of time we do. What they do is they do one thing at a time. That's what they work on the whole time, all those years, just to get their mind single-threaded. And when you get that kind of control and power to it, that's when manifestation becomes very, very real. And we start doing things that defy, us mainstream science as it is today. So I started with concentration. That's not what I would recommend. But he wrote a series of books called The Mastermind, which teaches you, it taught me about, emotion, right? A feeling becomes an emotion, becomes, an episode. He taught me about how emotions always have a physical counterpart, and it's a reciprocal relationship. So if we get angry, what do? We start breathing faster, right? So
hold our breath. Actually, was what we do. We usually hold our breath in any other emotion, which cuts off the oxygen to our brain.
Exactly. We have a disturbed breathing process. Let's just say that. And when that happens, that feeds more thoughts, negative thoughts, angry thoughts, and then the body keeps doing it. It's reciprocal, and it just builds and builds and builds to a crescendo where, maybe you rage, whatever, and then eventually you tire out, and it's over. But if you interrupt that with breathing at a normal rate, so let's say our awareness is now conscious that, hey, I don't want to be angry. I'm getting these thoughts. I'm feeling the breathing. If you can just stop, and it's literally this simple, breathe normal and steady, and put a thought in your head, like literally peace. That's it. You don't have to come up with a counter to why you're being angry. And you sit there. The anger cannot live. It will dissipate. It cannot survive in steady breathing. Yeah.
And add to that too, because something I'm going to rewind it back and bring it back here, my mind. Like you were saying, like in India, how they meditate twice a day. They don't sit all day unless they're a monk dedicated to that and meditate. So meditation becomes, and like you said, then you focus on what they do is become present in every single thing that they do.
Exactly.
Because then you start learning that meditation is anything that you focusing on your mind on.
Correct.
And then now bring it up to like you're saying, so you can use anything as a meditation, and you can be anywhere and put yourself in a state of meditation. And then once you're able to do that, like you said, you all you're doing is focusing. And one of the things I like to help people think of, like when you want to go into that state, is actually put your mind, if you like you're saying, on one thought. I say you want to try to bring it, and that is I want to say no thought, but as human beings, that's almost impossible. So at least bring it into one thought, into one thing that you're, and so if you can concentrate on the air going in and going out, that alone, and your stomach expanding, that I have found magic. I have gotten downloads. I have got, and when I realized that it was the breath, it's your breath. Your breath centers you. So you can be painting, exercising, you can be walking, and all of it can be a meditation if you concentrate on, like you're saying, and bringing the oxygen so your body functions the way it was supposed to, and help your mind also, the brain, the blood, all of that function the way it's supposed to. So I love that.
Prudence, that's the number one occult, the number one hidden thing, which occult is just hidden. The number one hidden teaching from all of us is the science of breath. It's the science of breath. We breathe, we're surface breathers. We don't breathe deeply. It's the key to health. It's the key to circulation. Really, obviously, everything stems from breath. And great segue, Theron Dumont wrote a book called The Science of Breath, which taught me all about that. And so Mastermind went in through, taught me about emotions, how to handle those. It taught me about the real ego, that I seated at the back of our brain, and how to really control it. He also wrote a book about magnetism. So whether or not we know it, in any meeting you have with any person in any walk of life at any time, there is a magnetic standoff. Somebody wins and somebody loses, okay? It's personal magnetism. We've all been in a room where somebody has charisma, captures us, just somebody you want to watch who's just really got it, right? That indefinable thing. Well, he taught me about how magnetism really works and how it's a combination of both the central nervous system and the stores of energy within and your thoughts.
Yeah.
But also, here's just a really funny tidbit, or a really interesting tidbit I think the audience will like. Nature has a way to, so everybody has a natural store, okay? So innately, Prudence, you have a very strong magnetism, okay? We don't do the things Dumont's about to tell us, but you just naturally have it. And some people have more, some people have less. It's not good or bad. It's just the way it is. But when we wake up in the morning, let me give you an example. We stretch, right? We do that. It's natural. We think it's no big deal. It's just what we do. That is actually your body kicking out the old magnetic energy from that central nervous system. So when you squeeze, it's basically any kind of bending, torsion, twisting. It kicks out that energy. But what you also need to do is after any kind of episode, be it physical, emotional, spiritual, when it's over, we all have a natural recipe to bring in more magnetic energy into those the central nervous system. And it goes like this. Everyone's a little bit different, but we all have it. So after it's over, you kind of do a, and then for about 30 to 90 seconds, you have kind of a deep, more rhythmic breath, okay? After you're recovering from something. What that is, that's nature restoring the vital magnetic energy you have just lost. And so the hack is this. If you know this information, you can build your stores up. You can kick out the old. You can constantly pump in new. And with your thoughts, you can build up your magnetic energy to ridiculous levels, okay?
Yeah.
And it works.
Again real quick
Yeah,
right
please,
there. I
please,
just want
please.
to add in right here too with because you notice like after you intentionally sit down or whatever you're doing your form of meditation, if you ever notice that when you're finished, your body automatically, and I think that's why they said yoga is so powerful too, because it automatically goes into the stretch. I'm sorry. So I find myself always stretching from head to toe. And then I realized that it feels like you release something. It felt like you released something and that you're like, it's almost like starting new again. Okay, I'm ready, putting new,
Absolutely.
switching that vibration. And that's what I say too during that time period. Like you said, it's a good time to switch the thought. So you get into that state and your mind is going, 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 and you start centering yourself, breathing. And when the mind quiets down and sometimes it takes a process. Sometimes you can go right to it.
It
But I find that
depends.
as you let your mind quiet down at that time, when the thought that's popping in that you really don't want there, it's a good time to kind of investigate and see why and go through the root. It's
Where'd it come
healing,
from?
not to just automatically go and change and do a positive affirmation, but to see what is causing that. Because a lot of the times, talking to a lot of my guests, like friends and that's been on this week, it's all going back to when we were younger. So a lot of damage is done when we were kids, and as we get older, in the healing of it, the process of the healing of it is where we're discovering all of these tools. And so what I'm hearing you say is that breath is a really important part of discovering like your inner connection.
Breath is key to health. I mean, it is. And the thing is, it sounds so easy, but it is hard. I try.
Right.
I'm still working on trying to
Until
change
you
my
continue
breathing, my natural
practicing.
breathing. What's that?
Yeah, I want to say I don't want to say it's hard, and not because I'm worried about the negative word, is because I realize that anything learning takes, you have to learn it. You don't know it. So it takes a continuously process of it. So it feels, Joe Dispenza says it the best when he says, when you're trying something new, every chemical in your body is reacting to that. It's going to react because it's not used to that, even in thinking. So it feels hard, but once you continue doing it, it becomes a habit. It is easier to do. And now
Exponential
you move
growth.
on to
Yeah.
the next step. Yeah,
It
you
will be
master. It's
easy
like a
and
muscle in your
instinctual. Yeah.
body. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the muscle in your body. You keep until it gets strong. So I believe it's the same thing with allowing, to learn how to break. Because like I was telling my friend Luke that was on here what I do purposely is I sat in my, around surrounded. Worked in a call center
Hmm.
and surrounded by hundreds of people. I would learn to pull in my energy and block
Yeah.
everybody out so I can breathe and be calm, because in an environment like that with everybody else's energy and all the energies
Oh
come
yeah.
through the phone lines, it's like, okay, you got to
Hmm.
figure out something because you're going to absorb all of that. So
Yeah.
I started practicing doing meditation. Plus I started thinking there's a lot of channelers that channels, right, their whatever
Hmm.
force is coming through them to deliver, and so they can be anywhere amongst thousands of people channeling this force. Then if we learn to do that, no matter where you are, you can be in meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that is key.
Yeah,
That's key. Being a highly empathic person myself, putting that, making that go from, a subconscious, understanding I need to do to, you have to do it conscious for a while. And once
yeah,
you do, you're right. Like hard is the wrong word. It's about will and desire and priority. If you put it there,
yeah, yeah,
you'll get to that bend of the knee and it'll be instinctual before you know it. It really goes quick.
yeah,
But yeah, you got to go through, anything worth having is a little bit of effort.
yeah. So I
But
want
if
to ask you
have you
real
ever heard
quick.
of Wim Hof? Wim Hof, Wimhof. He's amazing. He does a breathing technique that everyone needs to try.
Yeah,
It will
I know there
change
is
everything. Yeah.
thousands of breathing technique. I found out, I didn't realize that there was, and you
Hmm.
can go on YouTube and check and see if you're
Oh, yeah.
looking, even to
Hmm.
trigger off certain chemicals in your body.
Yep.
There's breathing
Yep.
techniques and stuff. But I want to jump in to say,
Yeah,
so
please.
if people want and say, okay, I need to reach out to Cale because
Mhm.
of what would be a reason people would reach out to you, and then how can they reach out to you?
So first of all, energy, right? It's a resonance. If there's, I would encourage anybody who feels something or a connection of some sort, and they believe that I can help guide or support them or point them in the right direction. I believe I can do that. I have spent enough time in my life trying to help people with things I know, but I understand waiting for the invitation is absolutely the number one thing I have to do. And when I do run into those people, and the universe sends them my way all the time, it's magical. And
Yeah,
I'm happy to give back. I'm the most fulfilled when helping someone else meet their purpose, align to their passion, and
absolutely.
see them grow. Uh,
Yeah,
I it's kind of like with my nephew. So he and I, we just had this connection. He's got a lot of me, and he can absorb. And I tell you what, if you can absorb and you're open, I can break your paradigms in a great way. And life will be different, but life's going to be something you may not know. And it's a gift, and I'm so thankful for it. I can see the potentials and possibilities far beyond what most people can see for themselves. I see people, and I can see their absolute apex, and it's amazing. And
that's
I
awesome.
would just tell everyone, you're the one you've been waiting for. Let me help give you a pointer or two,
Find
because
yourself.
just like that's what our spirit guides do, right? We're gonna get there
That
no matter what. We
that's
all
what
have
I
a happy
always
ending,
say.
but
No matter what
let's
you're
follow the signs
teaching.
and guideposts. Yeah, let's do it most
Sorry, I didn't
efficient,
mean to
effective
interrupt, but
way.
yeah.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
matter what you're teaching, no matter what you're passionate
Hmm.
about, it usually comes from and it stems from your own experience and
Hmm.
mastering your own experience and realizing how far you've come from, and now wanting to
Yep.
help somebody who was in the position where you were, as
Yeah.
evolve. And so I feel all human beings, I've heard it before, I'm seeing it to be factual, that all
Hmm.
human beings have this natural instinct where we want to help other people.
Oh
We want
God,
to
yeah.
help other people by whatever we've experienced, like I just said. So I want people
Service
to
to
know
others,
that, in
Prudence.
other
Service
words,
to others. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
service to others. And that's what Jesus and Krishna and Buddha and all of these people who we look up to and who we call gods, if
Hmm.
you look at all their stories, that's what they did. They were
Absolutely.
servicing and
Hmm.
teaching, yeah, servicing to love others. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up, but I
Yeah.
want to again you said that you're gonna leave your Facebook link, or you can click on his name that's tagged on the video. If you're
Exactly.
trying to reach out to Kale, if you feel a resonance that you need a male, masculine, we were talking about having a masculine energy on the thing tonight. You feel that, or a female, and you feel that he can help you, reach out to Kale, please. He has a lot of experience that he could share with you to help uplift, help guide you, and help change some thinking in your stuck thoughts.
Absolutely. And I would love to. I just, it would be, I'd be honored and humbled for anyone who thinks I can offer them anything. And just on the masculine energy, my natal chart says I'm 50-50. I've got the feminine too. I know I don't
Okay.
look like,
Oh,
I know
that's
it doesn't look like,
perfect. So
it doesn't
anybody
look
can
it,
reach
but
out to you.
I think the divine feminine is amazing. And I mean, come on, you guys are the creators. I mean, I'm just a
Yes.
co-creator. I'm just
Yeah.
along for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ride.
Let's
So,
co-create together. That's what we're doing.
yeah, for sure. That's what it's all about. The male archetype in Earth embarrasses me in the 3D world. So I'm looking forward to redefining that and showing people what it's really about, you know?
That's
So,
right. That's
yeah,
why I want us to make ourselves known, put ourselves out there now, you know? I
absolutely.
heard somebody else said not just for the Oprah and everybody else, which we love. I love them. But I'm just saying it's
Hmm.
now time for just what, you know, us in these different communities, our small communities, to get the
Yeah,
message to each other. I know one of the things really quick before I wrap up, we
yeah,
said that why we wanted to do this and we were loving doing this is that there are some people who are learning this vibration who have not mastered, including myself, how to
hmm,
master certain things where abundance, health, different things. And
oh
so
yeah,
we want to be able to give what we learned without, you know, a lot of these people charge a lot. I'm not saying nothing's wrong. I'm just saying when you have not learned to master that vibration yet to pay $1,000 for a ticket to go learn how to fix yourself,
hmm,
we are offering it out of love.
yeah.
And
What you
maybe
see,
too, but
I
at
give
this
freely.
vibration so
You know,
that we can elevate together and
yeah,
reach that.
yeah.
You know?
It is not about that at all.
Yeah.
Just reach out. Let's just let's get
Yeah.
better. You know, let's build
Vibe
humanity
together.
and whatever on that other stuff. That'll be fine. So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
thank you again,
Thank you
Cale,
so
for
much for
coming
having me.
on. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad that you joined us tonight. You guys, this is Cale Smith. You can reach out to him if you feel led to. Like he said, you feel resonance, reach out to him. Thank you so much for joining me again on Facebook. All things possible.
Love
And
and light,
tomorrow I
everybody.
have
Love
my
and light.
friend Cassandra. She's a healthy chef. Listen, this lady's so amazing. She said she sends the tools for people to cook and just amazing things that she does and teach people how, like you're saying, to eat healthy. Again, what I love, what I'm doing is that we have from the mental, the emotional, the physical part of all of this so that we can find alignment and live a better life. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be
Thank you.
blessed. Kale, be blessed. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Prudence.
All right.
All right.
Good night,
Good night.
guys.